before too big. If you know anybody that would be good for the streamer spotlight, send them my way. Have them sign up for the streamer spotlight, and we'll have them on. So our guest today, of course, the one and only Jessica, aka ActiiveVisiion. How you doing this morning?
I'm tired. I'm like, what's the word? Emotional in a way, if you want to say that.
You're emotionally tired?
No, I'm just emotional and tired.
Oh, okay. Yeah, how's your dad doing, by the way?
My dad is not doing too hot. It's been a tough road for us. Basically, he's been in the hospital as I know of, and he's still in the hospital. So it's been a really, really tough road for him. We're hoping that he gets out soon, but we're just praying. We're praying.
And he's down here in Miami, or he's in Naples?
He's at the University of Miami Hospital.
Jackson Memorial. That's he's in good hands. He's in
Yes.
He's in really good hands. The hospital there is one of the top hospitals in the world. So positive vibes. Everybody, some hearts in chat for Jess and her dad. So first, let's talk about Universal Studios.
Okay.
3,000.
I'm a big Universal Studios guy. I don't go much to Universal, but I love the place. What do you do at Universal Studios for those people that don't know?
So I work for the Hogwarts Express, which is an attraction, for both Universal Studios Orlando and for Islands of Adventure. It basically is a transportation type attraction where it takes you from one side to the other and vice versa.
It's a great attraction though, because if you sit down in it, you close the door, and the door has like a little screen inside, and it looks like Harry, Ron, and Hermione are trying to get into your cabin, and they're like, "Oh, this one's full. Let's go to another one." And then the window is a television screen that shows the hippogriff, the flying car, Dementors. It's so fun.
It's amazing, to be honest. And I was talking to my brother because my brother and my sister-in-law were up yesterday. And each of the Harry Potter attractions is unique in their own way. Our attraction is unique by having it as an enclosed space, but on both sides, so it feels like you're actually in a train.
Yeah.
So that's a really good, observation with that. And the theming is done very well inside the train. It looks exactly like the Hogwarts Express, exactly the way that you see it in the movies.
Yes.
So it's a pleasure to work there. I'm very, very, very blessed to work there. And my sister-in-law was basically telling me yesterday that you're having fun while you're working. It's literally that special.
It is. I mean, yeah. You're having fun. You get to interact with lots of families. You get to interact with lots of kids. And have you ever caught people making out in the train?
Not me. But yes, there has been people that have been having sex and that have been making out on the train.
Wow. I mean, I was thinking, making out. The ride is literally 5 minutes, right? I guess you could get.
It's about 4 minutes. Yes.
Yes. I guess you could, some men could do about 2 times, and that's bad.
It's bad. The most recent one was actually, to be honest, 2 men.
I mean, you basically have to walk in there with your pants already unbuckled.
Not necessarily. There's time that you can, because sometimes the train doesn't dispatch right away. It takes there's delays and different things that happen. So, so it sometimes could be longer. It could be, shorter. It just depends.
Oh my goodness. That is freaking insane. But yeah, so how do you curb that? You try to pack the trains with 2 different families?
Yeah, we to curve it. We basically, if we have a party of 2 that we feel like that we're suspicious of,
that
we
they're
don't
making
try to
out
have
in the line. Like, ooh, those 2 been making out in the line a little too much.
Not necessarily. It's just more that we're going to have, not separate cabins for those 2 people. We're going to make sure that there's 4 in a cabin and keep going on with that, because we don't want to have that necessarily that alone time where that could happen.
Wow, that is crazy. You spend a lot of time on your feet, though, right? Is it a job where by the end of the day you're really tired?
That's why I barely even stream anymore, because I'm on my feet 5 to 10 hours a day.
Oh, okay.
Depending on the shift. There was a time that I was literally on my feet for 19 hours.
Oh, goodness.
So yeah, it depends on the day, but I'm just so tired by walking around and running around and doing everything. It's a lot of cardio that happens.
Are they hiring? I
And
could use some cardio.
yeah, they're always hiring. They're always hiring. We have a lot of empty spots that are in the Hogwarts Express that you guys could apply for. In
Now,
all
here, this is
honesty,
what I'm looking for. I will gladly work from 1 o'clock until closing time just so I could stream in the morning. Would I be able to get a job like that over there?
yeah, of course you could.
I'm looking.
Yeah, you could.
I'm looking it up right now as we speak.
You could.
ActiiveVisiion. Now you are a transgender woman, and
Yes.
you work with a lot of families. There's a lot of families that go to Universal Studios, and
Yes.
there's a lot of kids that are there at Universal Studios.
Hmm.
Have you had any incidents with any people that have said anything to you? Has it been, or have people have just embraced you with open arms? Embraced you with open arms, and they just see right past it. They don't see a transgender woman. They see a woman. They see Jess. They see a train conductor.
Um, that's a very tough question to answer because um with work, yes, they accepted me with open arms. They didn't care about genitalia. They didn't care about anything like that. At like on stage, as we call it, because that means that we're out with the public and not behind the scenes. Um, there has been times that I have been called purposely a tranny and purposely taking a picture of me and getting laughed and made fun of and different things that bring up my anxiety and my depression tremendously. But there are also people that have told me that I am very pretty, that I am very gorgeous, that I have beautiful hair, that I have like eyes of a saint, like things like that. That literally it shows that that I can look past those dark parts of those rough times that guests are saying. So they even out in a way. So to answer your question, yes and no.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't even worry about those people. They're just everybody's afraid of things that are different, and screw them. You got a lot of love from us. You got a lot of love from a lot of people. How was Guardian Con for you?
Guardian kind of was emotional. You know how I pulled you aside and I basically, talked to Aura, me, you, and Aura. We were talking about it and we were saying that, for me, it was even hard for me to come because of, the attempt of suicide. And if you guys don't know, I did attempt suicide in November. Um, and going through that experience and going through that moment of where I was so disconnected from Twitch and having a separate job and having a separate life, where Twitch last year was my life. It literally was, oh, I have fun on this platform and it's stressful. It was literally, I was putting 8 to 10 hours a day into streaming, not caring about myself. And after the attempt, it learned that, oh, okay, I have to take care of myself. That's why Twitch Guardian Con was so special to me this year, because a lot of people saw a different vibe than last year. They saw I was happier, but they could tell that something's changed. They saw that something was, that I wasn't on this platform every single day. They saw that I was actually going to do something and making a difference in real life, not online life.
You looked extremely happy to me. You looked very happy to me at Guardian Con. Last year we hung out. We hung out a lot at last year's Guardian Con. We had It was you, it was Ricky Weeks, it was Aura, it was his wife, my wife, and me. We all had we had like a nice lunch near the convention. Last year, yes. I could tell you were slightly nervous. You had your hands, you're holding your hands close to your chest. This year, you looked a lot more open. And I did hear about your troubles that you had in November, and I'm glad that you've bounced back. You're a braver person than I am. If I get a big zit on my forehead, sometimes I cancel stream. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, this zit is too big. Stream canceled. You know what I mean? Or I'll lie about camera being broken. But I'm glad that you're bouncing back and that your treatments are looking great. You look greater. You're better and better every day. And,
Thank you.
And I'm very happy that we're friends. Now, We have the Trevor Project coming up in, I would
Yes.
say, 2 weeks. We have the Trevor Project coming up.
Yes, we do.
For those that don't know about the Trevor Project, I will be streaming on the 13th from 8 a.m. to 12. Am I doing that on my channel? Or are we doing
No,
that
you're going to be doing it on a separate channel.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So we're going
I
to
will be sending you the details later.
Perfect. So I'll be doing it on a separate channel. We'll let you know what channel that'll be on. So that day I won't be streaming on my channel. I'll be streaming on that channel. Talk about the Trevor Project for people that don't know what the Trevor Project is.
So the Trevor Project is an organization, a nonprofit organization that helps LGBT youth under the age of 25. They give services and different things that will help LGBTQ youth with like phone call service or housing or anything like that they need that they need the support with. They go out of their way to help like young kids in that perspective, because a lot of people say, and this is why I wanted to do this last year, and it was an absolute success, in my honest opinion, was that yes, we do a lot of stuff for St. Jude, and we do a lot of stuff that are for kids, but we don't talk about the other things that are out there that people don't know. And I see like people with like, you know, Twisted Tessa with PCOS and other people that like with Bacon with autism awareness and different things like that. So it hit home with me when I really wanted to do something special last year for the Trevor Project, which, you know, for me has saved my life many times growing up. They helped so many other people, you know, save their lives. So I wanted to give back. Last year we raised, my initial goal was $2,500 in the span of 5 days. We didn't smash that, we killed that. We went from initial $2,500 to $5,000 to $7,500 to $10,000 to $14,076. So we crushed it last year. My goal that we're setting for everybody is at least $20,000. If we can get $20,000 within the span of that amount of time, that would be awesome. We have a lot of bigger streamers this year, like yourself. You know, I have a
bigger because I have a big belly, right?
That's no, bigger as in bigger personalities.
Big belly.
I think.
Mostly
yes, you can say big belly if you want to say big belly. That's totally fine. No, but I'm saying like yourself. I'm trying to get like who else? ZG Photo is going to be in it this year.
Awesome.
Evoking Queen. James Work is going to be a part of it this year. Tidley's going to be a part of it this year. Zoe's going to be a part of it this year. So there's a lot of bigger names in there that are willing to help make this more aware. A lot of people, like I said before, look at St. Jude and they're not aware of these other organizations that are out there that do help kids. And this is a great opportunity to give back to the kids that might need the help, where I have definitely been through a rough spot, especially being in the LGBTQ community, because it's so hard to live these days.
Yeah, and I think you being an ambassador for this in this community is your logical next step. To be honest, it's your logical next step to be the ambassador, because a lot of young kids, they use Twitch. Twitch is a place where there's a lot of young kids, and you know, when they see a place like Twitch can be a place they could come to and feel comfortable, and they see someone like you leading the charge. You know, I think it's a great thing. And the Trevor Project, you asked me, I immediately say yes. I'm like, yeah, of course. You know, anything to help out. You know, I have a big open mind, and I've always believed in the live and let live type of mentality.
Can we go back to the first streamer spotlight that I was on with you?
Yes, let's go back to the first streamer spotlight. I remember it was right before you started your treatments. I had no idea. It was Aura that introduced me to you, and I'm in the middle of the interview. Using the wrong pronouns, and then Aura had to like whisper me, "Hey, by the way, you're using the wrong pronouns." I'm like, "What? Oh my God!" I was so embarrassed, but you were so nice and so kind. What do you remember of that day?
I remember that day of seeing your face on stream and being in a shocking face of like, what, you're transgender? What?
It wasn't shocked because of your transgender. It was shocked because like I didn't know, you know?
Yeah, exactly. No one knew. No one knew. That year, I think it was what, 2016
It
is
was
when
like
I met
16 or
you.
17. Yeah, right
Yeah,
around
it was
that.
16. It was 16, because that was like when Destiny Community Con became was a fact. Remember, before it changed to Guardian Con.
Yes.
So when Destiny Community Con was going on, you were reaching out like this, and we set it up and everything like that. And yeah, I met you, and I said, hey, I'm going to be on the streamer spotlight next week. And you're like, oh, cool, that's really cool. And then when we kind of were talking about it, you were just kind of like, really? I really didn't know about you. And that kind of like opened up a lot of things for a lot of different people. It kind of helped with showing, because you know so many people, and to know so many people is a huge thing because it's a reach. And if I can make that one reach, then I can make another reach and another reach. So a lot of that stemmed from just that interview. It literally spiraled out of control.
Wow, I'm glad that I had that kind of effect. It really was, yeah, because I didn't know at the time, and Cake, who Cake rule, Cake rules
Yeah.
all. She
Yeah.
visits my channel all the time. She's also going through the transition right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I have full respect for people, and I know Cake, when I recently came back from streaming. It had been a few months since Cake had announced, and I kept calling Cake, man, dude, her, him, him, and then I realized after a couple of streams, like, oh my god, Cake is going through the transition, and I reached out to Cake privately on Twitter, apologizing, and I said, Cake, I'm gonna work on it. I'm sorry, and she's appreciated ever since. So you're not the only one. You're not the only one out there, and that's, and people need to know, and it really is great. And you always have my full support, and I can't wait for this charity stream. I'm gonna have to figure out some incentives for the
It
peoples.
should it should be really interesting, to be honest.
It should be really interesting. We have a
And
very open-minded community. I feel, and I feel people are gonna come out in mass for this.
that is why I do it within the Destiny community. I do pull different people that I have met in various places. Like last year, I have met people like in the Fortnite directory, in the Gears community, things like that I have put in together. But the Destiny community has hit home for me, especially as a streamer. A lot of the majority of people that come from the Destiny community can recognize my name and say, "Oh, okay, she is awesome." And the knowing that there's people that are out there that support myself goes a long distance. A lot of people don't know that felt like I was very unsupportive until coming out on my own. There's people that are out there that I call my parents, and there's people that are out as my uncles and stuff, because those are people that fill voids in my spot that I really do truly miss. So like this Destiny community is just a huge inspiration to just myself to be able to go out there and like you said, reach out to somebody that might not know what the word is, or might not understand what their sexuality is, or what their preference is, or whatever it is. It gives them that opportunity where they can be themselves and be allowed to express the way that they feel, to find that.
You're also a great raid teacher. The first time I did Last Wish raid, it was Jess who got me through it, and you made me do the hard jobs. You're one of the rare Sherpas that were like, no, 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 no. You're gonna do the hard jobs, Gio, and you had me doing the hard jobs, and it was a great raid. It was really the only time I did it legit, because after that people figured out the cheese, and so I'm glad that the first time I did it legit, and we did it together. It was a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, Jess, let's have a little fun now.
Okay.
Today marks my 5-year anniversary that I started playing Destiny. Do you remember when you first started playing Destiny?
I did. I do actually. The first time I played Destiny was when the beta came out, to be honest. The
Almost the
exact
same
beta came
time.
out.
Almost the same time.
About the same time.
The beta
But
came out July 24th, was a Thursday, and it was that weekend. That was beta weekend. So happy anniversary, happy Destiny anniversary to you too.
Yes. So what happened was basically, and this is what got me into streaming. I was going around and finding Destiny like streamers and things like that. But I was interested in the game. Like I bought a PS4 because of the PS4 exclusives. I just different things that were there that I was just like, I want to grab this. I want to take it and I want to go forward with it. But there's two streamers that stick out to my mind like constantly that got me inspiration to stream. It was Cookie Monster, which I don't know if you
I
remember
remember
her.
her. Yep.
Okay, and Miss Team KK were the
Nice.
first two people that I have ever watched on this platform. Um, and Christina and I have a great relationship. We talk constantly when we have time. Even if I'm gone for a long period of time, we can pick that relationship right back up.
That's the best.
And Lauren is a huge supporter of myself. She is a very busy woman, as you can
Yeah,
see,
she
because
is. What did she just
she went to Iceland.
She was in
Um,
Iceland.
yeah. So, but both of those ladies were the first two people that I watched that kind of showed me what Twitch was really about, especially being a woman on this platform. I think, seeing that difference as a woman rather than being as a male, because a lot of people don't know when I started actually like PC gaming and stuff like that, like slowly, because I was like playing RuneScape and different things like that. I always had this persona of Jessica. I always had this. So when I came on the Twitch, I was like, okay, this is another platform for me to be myself. And this is awesome. So when I saw those two ladies doing that, that kind of helped me get into the Destiny directory. And I remember, to be honest, just streaming constantly Crota and doing raids with Crota and just swords, just doing sword helps and swords. Because there's a lot of people you remember back then where they could not have at all do swords.
I still to this day can't do sword. To this day, I never like. To this day, if I jumped into a Crota raid right now, and there was 6 people that didn't know how to do swords, I'd be like, well, we're fucked because I don't know how to do swords either.
That's why
one time I tried to do sword because I was on a hunter. I was the only hunter on a team. They told me, all right, switch to invis, do this. I was so nervous that I forgot the buttons. Like I did the sword. I hit Crota 3 times. Bam, bam, bam. And then they're like, okay, melee him, drop the sword, then melee him, then pick the sword back up again. And I'm like, oh, God, what am I doing? I like forgot the placements. I just completely forgot what I did.
I know, it's absolutely crazy because there was a lot of people that had the struggles like that. And that's what led me into my Destiny content, was to do, helps with carries and stuff and raids. But as, progressing and to see what I wanted, I was like, and this is what kind of frustrated me in the Destiny community, was a lot of people were doing Sherpa helps. And, I wanted to be something that differentiated myself from that. And I just basically, just went with my own way.
ActiiveVisiion, our guest here on the Streamer Spotlight today. Jess, thank you so much for joining me. So now your streaming schedule is kind of all over the place now because of work.
Right.
But you try to stream when you have days off and whenever you can?
Yes, I do. The weird thing is that, yes, I try to stream on my off days as much as I can. But unfortunately, with life and the way that life works,
life.
I have barely any time for myself. I barely have time to, sit down. Like today, I have time to sit down. But the whole idea is, yes, I try to stream as much as I can when I can. It's a very, very, very tough road for streamers to be consistent and to do all this stuff. And for me, I could give 2 rats ass about actually streaming on a constant schedule. Because yes, it will help me grow. It will help me do other things. But the people that do care and the people that do show that they want to be a part of your community will keep showing up, even if you don't
show up whenever. Yep, they show up whenever. I'm just a creature of habit. I just like doing everything the same day.
Trust me, I do too. I'm a creature of habit. But like I said, my schedule, I have an open schedule. They could have me working like one night. Next week, I'm working a closing shift. So it's like 2:15 to 10:30. And then the next day I have to roll out of bed and be out of my house by 5:30
Are you
because I have
close
to
to
be
the
at
theme
work by
park?
6:30.
Are you close?
What?
Are you close to the theme park?
I'm about 30 minutes north.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm about 20 miles out.
Oh, okay.
It's not
So you gotta
it's
take
not too far.
you gotta take Turnpike South or I-95 South.
Nope, I-4.
I-4. I thought I-4 went east and west. Okay, there's some parts.
It does. It goes east and west, but it goes east and west, but it goes up and down.
Oh, okay. I-4.
You get what I'm saying?
The I-4 corridor. Everybody in South Florida and Florida knows about the I-4 corridor. Have you worked a Halloween Horror Nights yet?
No, I will not work Halloween Horror Nights. The reason why is because horror scares the shit out of me. Horror scares the shit out of me.
Is it voluntarily? Like they tell you, hey, you can volunteer for Horror Nights?
No, you can apply. You can apply to be a scare actor and different things.
Okay. But I know like the rides are still open. Like you won't work Horror Nights at the Hogwarts Express?
Yeah, we wouldn't work that. The venues on Islands of Adventure wouldn't work. We wouldn't work. But that doesn't mean that I can't work. That means that I can work during the day, and that's what I plan on doing in the day. Yeah. Because because the whole idea is for me, I'm trying to work towards full time, and full time requires me to work as many hours as I can, to a certain point until they see that I am capable of having full time. It's not required right away or given right away. So with that, I'm working towards, working up on this platform and going through things. So for me to work at the Hogwarts Express and not go through Halloween Horror Nights, I can experience it as a guest. And that's what I want to do.
It's the worst. I'll tell you, if you've never been to Horror Nights, it's the absolute worst because everybody is just sloppy drunk. It's crazy packed. And it's really not worth it. The best time to go to Horror Nights is in September, because once October hits, then it's just like it's way too crowded. There's too many people drinking. I did it 1 year only. I've never been back. I've never been back to Horror Nights. I'd rather do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. That one's better.
I have done Hallowscream, which is that a lot of people say Hallowscream's a lot worse.
Really?
So yeah, they said Hallowscream, and that's the one in Busch Gardens is a lot worse.
Ooh. Well, because they sell tons of alcohol in Busch Gardens.
Well, they do, but here's the overall thing. I don't care. I'm still gonna go and experience it once and see what it is. Even though yes, I'm scared. Like I will never play a scary game on a scary stream. Scary game on stream. There we go. But there's periods where I have. And people laugh their heads off.
$30,000 to Trevor Project. You play a scary game.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe.
Because there are going to be overall incentives that I will do, not just individual incentives. Because each person will probably do individual incentives. I'm going to be doing actual full incentives. That if we do hit like say $5,000, I'm going to do this. $10,000 in total. This is what I'm going to do. If we raise $50,000, I'm gonna get a LGBT heart tattooed.
Oh yeah,
$50,000 if we get that. But that's the last one. But like another one is like if we get $25,000, I'm gonna cut my hair.
No, not the beautiful flowing locks.
I know, and you know how long this has taken me to actually grow out? A long time. So there are things and incentives that I am planning on trying to come around so that if we do raise a certain amount of money for the Trevor Project, that this will happen.
Well, I wish you luck, and I'm going to be on there, so wish ourselves luck. I'm going to work my butt off to try to get you as much money as possible for the Trevor Project. Jess, thank you so much. Go rest. I know you have some time off now, and I don't want to keep taking too much.
I'm working later. You can take all the time that you want.
You're working there. Well, go take a nap first. And thank you so much for being on. Guys, please follow ActiiVisiion on Twitch, twitch.tv/ActiiVisiion. But make sure you follow her on Twitter, twitter.com/ActiiVisiion. You can see right there in my very ratchet display
And thank you, Gio, for having me. And I just want to say this: if you guys are still interested, there are still open spots available. Please go to my pin tweet. You will see where the forum is. Please just fill that out. I want to get as many people as I can on there. It doesn't matter if you have 2 viewers, 5 viewers, 10 viewers, 1,000 viewers. It does not matter. We want to raise as much money as we can for this Trevor project. So if you guys are interested, please sign up.
Charity streams are a lot of fun to do. Charity streams are a lot of fun to do, especially it's kind of, you feel like it's like a team aspect, and it's a lot of fun. You don't get much teamwork on stream when it feels like you do a lot of individual stuff, but doing charity, you know, when you're with other people, it's a lot of fun. Jess, get on out of here. We will talk soon. And thank you for coming on. And whenever I'm up at Universal, you know I'll hit you up.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Bye,
Jess.
everybody.
Bye. Thank you. There goes Jess.